Welcome back to another episode. Today, we're going to be working on 1995 Jeep Wrangler, replacing an exterior door handle on the driver's side. Alright, so to begin with, as you can see, there's no return on that at all. The spring inside is broken. So what I had to do to set up is I took the door panel apart already. Well, I ordered the part to make sure it was the right one. You can't really see down in here, but right there's a little latch that's pushed across this little down bar that won't let you get the actuation on this bar over here, right there, to go up and down and actually open the door. This is the passenger side door. So to remove this, you have to take these two screws out here, the little Torx head screws, and then you gotta take this window roller down. After that, there are, I want to say 8 clips around this perimeter and a couple on the inside here that are holding the actual door card on. Once you get those pulled off, there'll be a little square bit right here that's held in with Phillips head screws. I'll show you what that looks like. Before I show you the little square bit I was telling you about, this is the door card, the inside of it. It's got these little plastic screw-in style plastic clips. If you just take a plastic prying tool and get around right here, you can pull those out really simply. I was fortunate enough to not break any. They're all still intact, so reinstallation on this should be pretty easy. This is where the window roller goes, and this is where those 2 screws for the door pull go, and those actually go into the door. Now I'll show you that little square piece I was talking about. So I'm just holding it in place at the moment, but this is that square piece I was talking about, and the little holes in the front line up with holes on the door right here and right here. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 of them that you have to take out. They're all Phillips heads, but it pulls right out. It's not super hard. This is where the window roller goes in. Oh, never mind, it doesn't go in there. Disregard. This little guy, I'm not sure what the little guy is for. Maybe an access port to grease up the mechanism. That could be a possibility. Definitely not the window roller, because the window roller is right here. So I'm an idiot. My bad. This is the plastic puller set I was talking about for the interior stuff. This is a little nylon pry bar installation kit from Pittsburgh. I got it at Harbor Freight. It was like $6, I think. And to get the window roller, you'll need these little tools for the clip portion. It just goes in and pops the clip on the inside of it. Really easy to remove. What I should have done is pulled the door off and then disassembled the door, taken the door card out, pulled the window roller off. I needed to verify what handle it was, because these Jeeps, I think it's from 91 to 2000, they use similar door handles, but Jeep decided that they could swap them around for different years, so the configuration on the inside might be different. So you might have a passenger door passenger door handle on the driver door, in which case your mechanism's in the wrong position. So I had to fight with O'Reilly's for a week to get the right one in. So just verify which one you need beforehand. If you're taking the door off, I couldn't take the door off here because it's snowing constantly right now, and I don't want a Jeep sitting outside with the door just hanging off of it, and I'd rather have the wife's car in here. This part number for this door handle is 83198. There is an 83197, and it'll be just the opposite of this. So as you can see, let's pull this off of here. As you can see, the handle opens to the right. It pulls to the right, and the mechanism is on the bottom. That's how this door is. This is technically, from what Jeep says, a passenger door handle, but it's on the driver's side. To pull these doors, it's super easy. It's a 1/2-inch nut on the bottom of the hinge. As you can see right there, just loosen that off. There's one on the top and the bottom. Oh, there's one on the bottom. Never mind. Oh, Jesus. To remove this, we're going to take this top nut off, 1/2-inch wrench. Should be super easy. Don't lose it. You don't want to lose it. Picked right off just like that. All right, so now that we got the door off and in place here on the table, I put a towel down first not to scratch the paint. We need to pull the cotter pin off the actuation bar. Let me show you that real quick. Let me turn you around. Okay, grab a flashlight. There's a little cotter pin right there on the top of that rod. I'm going to use a pick to reach down through the window and see if I can get a hold of the head of it and pull it straight up so I don't lose it. There's also a washer on the back side of it that you need to keep a track of, because if you don't, it won't fit right and it won't work correctly. Alright, so I'm going to go through the window channel up here at the top of the door, and it should fish right down through there. Look up there and see if you can see it. Okay. A little twist on it. Well, that's not working. Let's try something different. Alright, new plan. We're going to try it. Push it with a little screwdriver instead. Good news is I got it. Bad news is it fell in the door. But we should be able to fix that and grab it. As you can see now, let's see. As you can see, that pin's gone. That's where that cotter pin was at. It was right at that flat spot where the circle comes through. So we're gonna go ahead and take that off and then work on getting the alligator clips out of the way. Alright, so I fished the cotter pin and the washer out. This is that little washer I was telling you about. It sits on or right behind the actuator arm, and then the actuator arm goes on, and then this here little pin clicks down through and secures it in place. But I pulled the arm off right there, as you can see. Pulled it off that little nipple, for lack of a better term. Next we got to work on these alligator clips. Let me see if I can hold the light. Not really. Let's see. I'll get you to hold like this, maybe. Alright, so there's little alligator clips that hold this door in. This is what it looks like right here. It looks like a Sawzall blade pretty much. And right here is a little bent over piece of metal. I'll show you on the door handle here. This bit right here, that's what that silver piece is, and that's what locks that little sawtooth in place and holds this tight against the door. It's kind of like a wedge to secure it. I'm gonna work on getting, since we're not gonna reuse this door handle, I'm gonna work on just prying those. I'm gonna work on just prying those up out of the way so they're not catching on the teeth of this on both sides, and then I should be able to just drop the door handle out the front. Pliers.
A few moments later.
We'll try using that longer screwdriver first, see if it'll work. Alright, now we should be able to push this alligator clip up through the top. Just like that, it's gone. Just shot up. I can see it so I can grab it. We'll do that on both sides though. I'll pull them out and I'll show you what they look like. Alright, so this is those keyways I was telling you about, little alligator clips. They were sitting in just like this. They slide down the center once the weather stripping gets out of the way. And as they go down, that little cotter pin thing clicks them into place and holds it in place and sucks it up against the door. The new part doesn't come with those, so don't lose these. Make sure you keep them. There's one on each side. Teeth go up. And we're gonna learn together on how to put them back in. That's gonna be tricky. So because this handle isn't sealed, or the gasket isn't stuck yet, this is gonna be kind of a tough one to hold into place. I'm actually just using the box the part came in to hold it up into place. So now we're gonna try to see if we can get the alligator clips in, and well, let's shine a little light on there. See if we can make this thing work. Okay, so these do have to go in from the top side of the handle. So they have to go in like that alongside of it. So we're gonna see what the best way to do that is. I'm hoping I can just squeeze my hand in there and get it started, and then figure out a way to push it down to lock it into place. Let's see what happens. Alright, after a bunch of work there, I was able to get it in there. I'm on the third tooth in. I'm not sure if that's all the way in or not. I'll have to double check it once I get the other side in, but it's going to be a little bit of a pain because you got to go from the top. As you can see, I used 2 screwdrivers. I balanced it with one, and then I pulled down on the top keyway away from, like I pushed away from me, like leveraged it away from me to get it to start sliding down. And once you get it kind of working, it slides pretty easy. And I think all you got to do is really get it to that third one. You could use these front teeth. You use the front teeth for it as a guide after that, I think. If I can shrink this down so it's not as bright. I think you use those front teeth to pull down as leverage points after that. Let me see if I can get the second one in, and I'll update you guys on what's going on. Alright, so actually that was super simple. It was easier than the driver's side. I think the driver's side is the hardest part of the two. Throw some light here. So I just reached up underneath these 2 cables right here with the clip where I needed it to be, and stuck my hand down underneath there, and then fished around and just wedged it where it needed to be and started pushing it. I got it to where it was a couple of teeth through. Like on this one, you can see a couple of the teeth. And then I used the screwdriver just to pry it into place. I can see it. There it is. It was super easy. Let's check and see if it tightened up. Tighten the actual handle up. Oh shit. Damn. That was way easier than I thought it was going to be. That went super smooth. And I even showed you the trials and tribulations I went through. Hell yeah. Jeez, I almost fell. But that's okay. We're good. The door's back on the thing. But yeah, dang, that was super easy. Okay, cool. I mean, the tools I used, I had a couple of screwdrivers here. We had this pick. I had to use this pick a couple of times to fish things out of there with, like hook it up. But yeah, I mean, that was super simple. I'm gonna put this back on the edge of the handle, put this cotter pin back in, and we'll put her back on the Jeep and see if it works. I'll be right back. Alright, let's test it out, see what happens. Like a dream. All right, first we're gonna take our metal plate that we took off at the beginning. It's gonna sit like this. There's a little lip here to go in the channel by the door catch. Line the holes up. Okay, everything looks lined up. You're gonna take your 5 little Phillips head screws. Just go ahead and get them started. Last thing you want to do at this point is strip anything out and have to deal with that. All this plastic that's underneath here, the vapor barrier, go ahead and make sure that's put back into place where it needs to be. If you need to use a little bit of masking tape or something to hold in place, go ahead and do that. You want to make sure it's kind of sealed up. Make things a lot easier in the long run. Okay, all those are started. I'm just gonna hit with the rattle gun real quick. Put it on low torque setting. Okay. Make sure it's not going anywhere. Seems tight to me. Cool. I'll go ahead and get all the tools we have cleaned up off of here out of the way so we can put the handle back on. This has got these little silver plates that go over the top of it to hide it, make it look nice. Just little end pieces, not a big deal. Go ahead and get those put back in. Those are 2 T25 Torx bits. Put those out of the way for the moment until we get the door card put back on. Got my T25 right here though. Swap it out real quick. Okay, swapped out. I'm gonna grab the door card. Okay. Kind of line it up best you can. Oh, never mind. A little chrome strip here at the top of the door. Make sure you get that back up underneath there. And then line up all the rest of your holes. You can see my pullers, my door window roller, and all my plastics are back in place. All right, they're all worked back in. It's an old ass Jeep, so its upholstery's coming apart a little bit, but it's a nice little rig, so why not? Go and get our door puller back on. Oh, I broke my picks. What the heck? That's some bullshit. Those cheap little bastards. Is it screwing or is it broke? Oh man, it just broke right off. That's bullshit. Snapped right off the end of it. I got one end, this end's broke. I got those at O'Reilly's, just so you know, and they were like $7, so buy better ones. Don't be like me. Don't cheap out on tools. So you probably shouldn't cheap out on parts either. I don't know. We'll see what happens. It's kind of broke. I'm not worried about it. Let's get this door handle back on. Tighten this down a little bit. Hold it in place because this one's got to be kind of bent. It's been apart for a few days, so it's relaxed a little bit. It's not quite as straight as it was. Okay. Okay, nice and solid. Now I just gotta find the door or the window roller, and we'll be right back. We'll be all done for that.
A few moments later.
Got the window roller finally. Go ahead and stick it back on. Okay. I don't know how this thing was working before. It had a bolt in it, but that's not the right bolt for it, so I'm not sure. Okay, so the screw that was in the door, or in the window roller, was the wrong one. It was a big, I think it was a wood screw. I don't know why it would be in there like that, but that's not the right one. The one on the passenger side is like a Torx 25. I'm not sure how big it is, but I had GoPro screws laying around because I'm filming on a GoPro. But I had one of those laying around and it fits in the hole fine, so I retapped it for that size and reattached it. Seems to be working good now. We'll see how long it lasts. I'm hoping it lasts forever. If not, we'll readdress it when we need to. But thanks for watching. Leave a comment down below and share with your friends because it'd be super cool to get a bunch more views on this one. And leave me a comment down below and let me know how video 2 went. Hopefully it's a little bit better than the first one. A little bit less edited, I guess. But yeah, I appreciate you watching. Thank you.